Greetings and salutations. Grace unto you and peace from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. This is Wesley, Webb, pastor of Grace Baptist Church in Greater Downtown Metropolitan McBee, South Carolina, and welcome to the Higher Grounds podcast and today's morning minute meditation. Now, I'm interested today over in Exodus chapter number 16. You know the story. Israel is complaining to Moses that they're going to starve to death in the wilderness. They said in verse number 3, "Would to God we had died by the hand of the Lord in the land of Egypt. Over there in Egypt we sat by the flesh pots, and we did eat bread to the full. You have brought us into this wilderness to kill us all with hunger." Okay, first of all, they had flocks and herds. They wasn't about to die of starvation just yet. Furthermore, they haven't been delivered from Egyptian bondage very long, and I think they were greatly dependent on their taskmasters supplying them food. They don't even know how to feed themselves yet. But I digress. Moses takes their complaints to God. Notice what God tells Moses in verse number 4. "Then said the Lord unto Moses, Behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you, and the people shall go out and gather a certain rate every day, that I may prove them, whether they will walk in my law or no. And it shall come to pass that on the 6th day they shall prepare that which they bring in. It shall be twice as much as they gather daily." So God does it. He does exactly what he told them he would do. He rained down, as it were, bread from heaven for them. And I noticed in verse number 15, the response of the children of Israel. The Bible said that when they saw it, they said one to another, "It is manna," for they wist not what it was. Then again in verse number 31, the house of Israel called the name thereof manna. The word manna, it's an interesting word. Strong's Concordance, a whatness, so to speak. So called from the question about it. It comes from a word that is an interrogative what, including how, why, when. Interrogative what? And it also is an exclamation, what? And so they come out in the morning and they see all this bread laying around, and they said, "What?" And they called it manna. Well, that's just humorous to me, but what's the lesson for us to learn here? Let me get to that. What's the lesson for us to learn here? Well, simply this. In verse number 4, the Lord said, "Behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you." What extent will God go to supply our needs? Well, he will rain bread from heaven to feed us if he has to. That's the lesson we learn from the model of the manna. Well, that's all for today's morning minute meditation. Y'all have a great day, and remember, can I change it? It is what it is, and it is not what it is not. But we'll just keep it short. It is what it is.